Hi everyone, how are you? Kumusta ang exam week? Anyway, no, congrats sa mga tapos na mag-P1. And yes, if you're feeling better as always. So, okay, from our last discussion, we discussed about your long-term goals, your short-term goals. We discussed also about resumes, di ba? May iba't ibang resume format. Your quiz is about making your own resume. We also discussed cover letters na magagamit nyo in your application. So for this video, we'll be discussing about career planning and development, successful interviews, creating personal networks, and career pathing and development. Very important yan, class. Interviews na yan, yung personal network na yan, na mabibuild nyo sa work, as well as yung career pathing and development. So the learning objectives of this lesson is to practice the 7 interview steps, as well as differentiate the types of interviews and understand the preparation requirement for each. Okay? Very important class interview process kasi dyan mag-determine kung makuha ka sa work na ina-apply. In some companies, there are multiple interviews before ka makuha dun sa work. First, pwede sa HR, then susunod dun sa manager, and then dun sa may-ari ng company for the final interview and the likes. Ganun yung mga interview processes natin. So it's very important that you have a very good impression dun pa lang sa interviews. Okay? So there are 7 steps to interviewing success. Okay? So, una dyan is enthusiasm. Of course, class. Very important, enthusiasm. In an interview process, makikita ng interviewer kung gustong-gusto ba ng candidate yung job na ina-apply niya. Of course, si HR or kung yung head mo or kung sino man nag-i-interview sa'yo, they want someone who's very enthusiastic about the position na ina-apply niya, no? You're looking for someone or sa candidate is yung excited siya about dun sa opportunity for the company. So that makes it easier for the hiring manager na i-consider si candidate for a second interview. So it's very important na enthusiasm, no? So how will you show na enthusiasm ka regarding sa work? Una-una, arrive 5 to 10 minutes early. Wag late. Okay? As we're saying, it's the first impression, nakaharap mo yung interviewer mo. So whether it's virtual interview or face-to-face interview, arrive 5 to 10 minutes early. Okay? That's part of also of professionalism. Pinapakita mo na ready ka para dun sa interview mo. Then, dress appropriately and professionally, which we're gonna discuss later, yung mga business attire, corporate attire. But then, in an interview, it's very important that you dress accordingly. In a corporate setup, we require business attire for men and women. Interview process pala. Okay? So, sit straight and on the edge of your chair. Good posture, class. Good posture shows that you're also confident. Okay? Listen carefully to the interviewer and respond to the real question. Makinig kang mabuti. Para kung anong tanong, masagot mo or hindi malayo yung sagot mo. Okay? So, smile and relax. It's important. Show confidence in yourself and abilities. In an interview process, you're selling yourself. Ano yung kaya mong ibigay sa company? Ano yung kaya mong i-contribute sa company? And as early as in that initial phase, yung interview mo, dapat nakikita na how confident you are. So that you're boosting also yung confidence sa'yo yung hiring manager or yung HR or yung employer na kunin ka para dun sa job, na i-consider ka for that opportunity. And speak up, avoid coming across too quietly. Pag too quiet ka kasi, it shows that you're kind of anxious or parang you're probably shy or kinakabahan. Lex. So it's important that you're building your aura, so posture, smile, and show your confidence doon sa interviewer. Okay? Next one is reasons for pursuing an opportunity. Kapag ang professional ay may experience na, usually ang tanong dito is, bakit ka umalis dun sa current position? Okay? So we usually answer things like, we want a greener pasture. Of course, who doesn't want that, right? But in this question, think in terms of what the hiring manager wants to hear. Ano bang gustong marinig ng hiring manager mo? Of course, the answer should be the opportunity to make a contribution to sa kumpanya, or growth and advancement potential for your career, stability of the company, and quality of the company, diba? You're applying to a certain position in a company kasi nakikita mo na they're excelling in that certain industry, and you want to be part of that because you're competitive enough to contribute with the growing success of the company. At the same time, you know that you have growth and advancement doon sa certain company. Yun yung mga answers na yun na natin. As early as that, makita mo pa lang, it shows dapat na confident ka. Kapag nag-a-apply ka, marami kayong candidates. A lot of times, hindi lang ikaw. Pwede yung pool of candidates, like 20, 30, 50, di ba? From our previous discussion, pinag-aaralan natin na yung manager mo or si employer, meron lang yung ilang minutes to scan your resume. That's why it's important na impactful yung resume mo. And in the interview process, a lot of candidates ang kalaban mo. So as early as that, second stage, step 2, dapat makikita na how competent you are for the position. Okay? So step 3, ask good questions. Usually sa interview process class, di masyadong nagtatanong yung mga nag-apply, yung mga candidates. However, asking good questions is important. It's because it shows that you're interested with the company. So ano bang pwedeng itanong? So questions about the company, like company history, company products, company competitors and customers, company strategies for growth, diba? So ibig sabihin, do your homework here. Mag-research ka tungkol sa company. When you receive a call from the HR department na prepare for an interview, mag-research ka na agad. Ano ba meron sa company na to? Ano yung values nila, ano yung principles nila, ano yung pwede nilang i-offer. So that yung pagsagot mo sa interview questions ay related doon sa principles ni company. At the same time, you can create questions regarding dun sa company so that it shows that you're really interested in the position, diba? Another one, questions about the department or divisions rather. So organizational chart, people, position you would interact with the most. Usually ang organizational chart, hindi mo naman yan usually tinatanong, but you can ask about how's the environment in the company, how's the company culture, and the likes, diba? So your reporting relationships above and below position, that's important. Para alam mo din yung pinapasok mo. Okay? Sa isang nag-a-apply, of course, you want to take the job, but you also want to know kung ano ba yung pinapasok mo. In the industry, may iba-iba yung corporate culture, may iba-iba yung company culture sa lahat ng industries. And you have to know if fit ba yung values mo dito sa principles ng company. Because when you're applying for a job, diba, we discussed this from before, it's important that you also want what you're doing, and that yung goals mo, it's for the long term, not short term, or that it will open you to a lot of opportunities. So dapat alam mo din yung mga ganyan. You have to know kung ano yung may, or kahit ano lang, teaser ng magiging life mo sa loob ng company. Another one is questions about positions, diba? You can ask specific duties and responsibilities, or projects to be addressed initially, special training needs, or may existing or potential people problems. But the last one hindi yun usually tinatanong. But regarding with your duties and responsibilities, you can ask that. Diba? So that you'll be prepared. At the same time, mag-gauge mo kung yung skills mo ba, or yung trainings mo or experience mo ay pasok doon sa duties and responsibilities mo. Okay? So an excellent question to ask each interviewer is what, in their opinion, it takes to be successful in the position and with their company. So if you get to answer to this, you'll know exactly what you are looking for in your background. Okay? So yun yung mga natural lead-in to your next step. Another one is discussing your qualifications. Of course, you have your qualifications, diba? Itong step na to, this is the opportunity to sell yourself. Diba? So, ano yung mga experience mo? Ano pa yung course na nag-graduate mo? Diba? And the likes. Ano yung mga skills mo pa? And others. So, answer the question using impact stories. Diba? So, from your experiences, your class. Sabihin mo, I am a result-oriented manager, di ba? You're making a statement. And then after that, you supply discussion regarding that. So how are you able, gaano ka result-oriented manager? Paano mo nasabi na result-oriented manager ka? Give examples, real life examples, okay? So another one, make sure that you are answering the question asked. Ano yung tinanong? Dapat masagot mo ng maayos. So what are your goals? From your exam, you have that. You have your goals, right? So what are your goals? Your short-term goals, your long-term goals, anong ginagawa mo to achieve that goals? Yan. So professionally, career-wise, ano yung mga goals mo? Ano yung future plans mo in the others? Diba? That's an opportunity to sell. So pinapakita mo how productive you are and how you're very much willing for the advancement. And it's a plus point, especially in the industry, because we don't like something or someone na stagnant. We always want to grow and to be on the next level. It's also showing that you're open to learn a lot of things in the company na papasukin mo. Okay? Another one is you have to know your resume. Kabisado mo dapat yung resume mo, mga dates doon, ano ba yung mga nilagay mo doon, and the likes. That's important plus na totoo ha, kung ano yung mga nilagay nyo dun sa resume. Okay? Then, relate your skills. Ano yung skill set mo? Saan ka magaling? Ano yung mga na-acquire mo? Other experiences. How can you relate that to the certain position na ina-apply? As well as be prepared to field questions about weakness or failures. Sa isang interview, hindi nakawawala ang pagtanong kung ano ang weakness or saan ang failure mo. Kasi wala namang perfect. Lahat ng employee, lahat ng employer, lahat ng tao, may imperfection. No one's perfect. You know that, class, di ba? So, sa isang interview, tinatanong kung ano ang weakness mo at ano ang failure mo. And at the same time, the best thing to back it up is ano yung ginawa mo regarding din sa weakness mo to improve your weakness. Or ano yung ginawa mo para ma-combat yung failure. That's important. Yun yung hinihinging sagot or hinahanap na sagot ng employer or ng interviewer on how or paano mo na-combat yung weaknesses and yung failures mo. Example, sasabihin mo, I'm not that good in speaking in English po. So, ano ginawa mo? I don't use po in a professional setup kasi. So, I'm not good at speaking in English. But then, I am taking English proficiency classes in order for me to expand my English vocabularies in my capacity to speak in English. Mga ganon, something like that. You're doing something to make your weakness improve, parang ganun. Okay? And then next is advancement potential. Yes. So, ito naman, ito yung interest mo or yung concern mo to have more opportunity or to advance in your career, di ba? So, mostly, mga interviewers, nagdi-discuss sila ng promotional opportunities or open position as part of the interview. I remember before I applied, so I work in the industry for 5 years, and then I have also experience in the corporate setting. So, that time, nag-apply ako sa isang corporate, sa isang company, in office basis because I really need to learn more about the office staff and the likes. Yun yung reason ko or yung goal ko talaga why I applied in that position. But then, I'm an extrovert type of person. yung interviewer, ino-offeran niya ako ng posisyon as a sales lead, parang gano'n. It's an open opportunity. It's an open position, gano'n yung mga example class ng advancement potential sa isang interview. Kasi si interviewer, nakikita niya yung capacity mo also while talking to you. So, nakikita niya kung saan ka fit or kung may opening ba sa company na ganito, and then i-o-offeran ka nila. Okay? And it's up to you kung tatanggapin mo. If you like it or kung gusto mo yung position na in-apply, you can get it and then okay? So next is salary and benefits. Most people know that it's inappropriate to discuss salary and benefits in an interview. Okay, di ba? So usually, they're asking for a salary range, ganun. Or si interviewer tatanungin niya kung magkano ba yung ina-expect mong salary, gano'n. And in a first interview, it's not that appropriate to ask. But then if you have follow-up calls from the interviewer for your second interview, third interview, or if they are considering you to be part of the company for a while, they're gonna discuss with you your expectation with salary as well as yung benefits na pwede mong makuha sa company. So in scenarios like this, it's important for you to be prepared for the discussion. So in scenarios like this class, no, when you're discussing about the salary, do not give a specific amount. Kasi baka yung ino-offer ni employer ay mas lower dun sa specific amount na sinabi mo. So, baka hindi ka pa makuha dahil hindi nila, yes, baka maging dahilan pa siya para hindi ka makuha sa isang posisyon. At the same time, mahirap din kasi magbigay ng range kay interviewer. Kasi kung ano yung pinakamababa, yun yung ibibigay nila sa'yo. For example, sinabi mo na ang expected salary ko po ay 20 to 25,000. Yung 20,000 yun yung ibibigay nila sa'yo. Okay? So, the best thing to do here is to provide your hiring manager your basic or your current salary. Okay, so example, you have a job from before and then yun, pwede mo ibigay yung past salary mo so that yun yung maging basis nila dun sa salary na ibibigay nila sa'yo. Some hiring managers, some companies, they're negotiable naman regarding with the pay as long as nakikita nila that you're fit in the position and you'll be a great contribution with the company. Okay? So always let the hiring manager know that if they make a reasonable offer, you would be happy to come to work there. If they give you a reasonable offer, you're gonna get the position. Parang ganun. So your opportunity to negotiate the best offers comes when you know you are the final candidate. Diba? The one they want to make an offer to. Kapag ikaw na yung nakikita nila na fit talaga dyan sa isang position, dyan nangyayari yung mga negotiation regarding sa salary and the likes. Diba? Of course, they want someone who will be really fit for the position. They want someone competent and confident para doon sa posisyon, doon sa job openings. Sa isang company, it's important that you're competent. There are a lot of tasks, responsibilities that you may face. You will adjust to the environment. So dapat ipakita mo, you have to show that you can really fit in. At the same time, you're the best candidate for that certain position na ina-apply. Okay? Next is ending the interview. So when the interview is winding down, meron tayong mga few key points, no, na kailangan tandaan. Una-una, thank the interviewer for his or her time. Diba? So, tapos na interview, mag-thank you ka for the opportunity na interview ka ng company na yon. Then, susunod doon, i-express mo na gusto mo talaga yung posisyon. Diba? That you're really, really interested to be part of their company. Diba? Another one is ask if there is anything else you can add to clarify your qualifications for the position. And yes, firmly shake hands and exit. We discussed this from before that handshake is really important. It's a form of touch sa business. That's the most professional one. So give a firm handshake. So yun. Dun sa interview process na yun, kapag na-follow mo yun, pinakita mo kung gaano ka confident in how fit in you with the job. You also show na maganda yung manners and attitude mo since you're thanking the interviewer, right? At the same time that you're really interested with the position you're applying for. Okay? Yung mga tips na yun, class, no, you have to know that yun yung mga basic tips. We have 7 steps here, pero pwedeng hindi siya sunod-sunod 'no, sa isang interview. It's just that you have to know na ito yung mga basics so that you're prepared for the time na i-interviewin na kayo. It's really important that you show that you're confident in order for you to win the interview. Personality-wise pa rin tayo. Yun yung tinitignan nila from the way na nakausap nila kayo, yung personality. It's important in the organization, no? So these are traditional interviewing steps and most kumbaga yan yung ginagamit natin or yung sinusunod natin in a global basis, although kahit hindi siya sunod-sunod, pero those are the basic things that you have to know. In addition, class, no, it may differ from culture also. Example, here in the Philippines, ang interview process, they are really, maraming paligoy-ligoy, alam mo. Like, they're asking a lot about yourself or a lot about your personality and the likes. However, in another setup, example, in US, pag mga American type, very on the spot sila. Diba? Sa Philippines, sometimes, medyo madaming flowery words pa or fillers. But in America, as in straight, kung ano yung sinabi, kung ano yung tinanong, fit in ka na agad. So, ganun. They have a very, ang tawag dito, tight yung time. Parang ganun yung interview process nila. On the other hand, in Taiwan naman class, no, they are building actually connections muna. They're building rapport first before dun sa mismong actual process. It may differ from one another. But then, itong mga steps na to, you have to be prepared. Kasi these are the most general steps in interview. And if you give a very good, how do we call that? Kapag nakapagbigay ka ng malakas na impact sa isang company, then ang taas ng chance that ikaw yung makukuha nila for that certain position. And above all, during the process, professional dapat. Okay? And confident. Sometimes, no, maraming mahiyain na hindi gano'n kasanay makipag-deal with other people and naiintindihan ko yun. But you can practice, you can always practice. Example, you have interview, if you're not that confident with yourself, you can prepare interview questions, then i-try mong sagutin. Marami ka sasalamin, then paano mo sasagutin yung mga questions na yun. Basta dapat hindi ka masyadong sound scripted ha. When I was in college, ganun yung ginawa ko. Kasi I'm not that good in speaking before. So, gusto ko siyang makombat. I don't wanna be like that forever. So, kapag may mga interviews ako, ang way ng prepare ko, nagre-ready ako ng interview questions. Tapos ginugupit ko yon. Tapos, para sure ako, sinusulat ko yung sagot sa likod. Example, what's your weakness? So, sa likod nun, nandun yung sagot, nakasulat. Tapos, aaralin ko yon. And then, ilalagay ko siya, gugupitin ko after. Ilalagay ko siya sa isang box, yung mga questions, tapos magpa-practice ako sa harap ng salamin. Bubunot ako ng isang tanong, tapos sagutin ko. And then, kapag medyo nakalimutan ko, titignan ko kung ano yung sinagot ko sa likod. That's how you practice. And it's okay. It's because you're building yourself pa. What's important is that you're doing something to build yourself, to build your confidence, and to come prepared for the interview. Ganun yung mga tips. Kapag nahihiya kayong tumingin kay interviewer, na ituro ko na sa inyo 'to, tumingin kayo sa gitna dito. So, it will give an impression that you're having an eye-to-eye contact with your interviewer, parang gano'n. Dress properly, be confident, posture, and the likes. Ang tawag dito, ang motto mo diyan ay fake it till you make it, kung nahihiya ka. But don't show it, it's okay, but don't show it, okay? So, iyon. So, yes. Nasaan na tayo? There are also guide in creating your own career path. Diba? So, unang-una diyan, network, both internally and externally. Even if nakapasok ka na sa company, nasa loob ka ng kumpanya, or kahit ngayon na nag-aaral ka, or sa mga tao na pwede mong ma-meet sa labas, build your network. It's really important, believe me. If you build your network, ba yun? Anyway, if you build your network, you're gonna meet a lot of people and a lot of opportunities. Kasi yung classmate mo ngayon, baka siya pala yung future manager ng malaking company. And then, kailangan niya ng mga tao. O, ikaw na yung kukunin niya kasi you have a good connection with one another. O kaya naman, baka kailangan niya ng business partner. Hindi pwede kayong maging mag-partner para sa isang business and the likes. That's why, build your network. Diba? Kahit sa loob ng company, build a good network with your bosses, with your colleagues, and the likes. It's important. Do not ever, ever burn bridges. Okay? So, baka nagugulat kayo ano yung nasa likod ni Ma'am, may multo na ata. That's our door. Pinduan namin yan. Okay, so build your network as early as now. Sanayin nyo na yung sarili nyo. I know it's online, but we're living in a very advanced world already. So there are a lot of chances or opportunities for you to network or build connection with one another. We have our classroom, we have our group chats, and the likes. Okay? Next is enroll in online courses to learn the most in-demand skills in your industry, especially now, no? We're very in a very techy world. Sino ditong mga super techy? I'm not that techy, honestly. Anyway, so yan. Enroll in online courses. Are you familiar with the gig community? Gig community ay isang makabagong term. It's a new term which pertains to people working in online. Ang daming online job ngayon. Ano bang in demand sa mga online jobs na yun? Hindi naman bihasa or hindi naman magaling lahat agad ng tao na napunta doon. They study in order for them to fit on that certain type of working environment. Okay, then, your class are in the hospitality industry. Anong skills ba dapat yung mga ma-acquire nyo? So, you can enroll online courses para madagdag din yun dun sa skills nyo and qualities na pwede nyo ilagay sa resume nyo as well as pwede nyo masabi na skills nyo. Mas maraming skills, mas maganda. And the good thing about skills is you can learn them all. Now, in the modern world, ang dami pang free online courses, you can have that. Yung iba naman, they are taking another course, another bachelor course or master's degree and the likes. Okay, it's what I want to tell you is that it's a constant improvement. It's a constant learning because your journey is also constant. We don't want to be stagnant. Kung gusto nating tumaas sa isang posisyon na ina-apply natin sa career natin, hindi pwedeng naka-stay lang kung ano yung skills natin. Dapat nag-e-evolve din yun, nag-i-improve and dumadami in order for us to reach our career goals, di ba? Natutuwa nga ako kasi madaming working student. Alam ko mahirap, no? Or marami sa inyo mga responsibilities. But at the end of the day, you still earn the skills. So, it's still a pros. So, kahit mahirap class, you just have to continue. Ma-add up din sa experience nyo. And also, mat-train kayo how to manage your time properly. Di ba? And the likes. Seek out a mentor. Madaming mentor dyan, especially in the industry. Ano ba yung gusto mong ma-achieve? Yan. Your mentor will guide you. Your coach will guide you dun sa career path mo and goals. I have my mentor when I was still in the hospitality industry, sa hotel industry. He's a very prominent in the hotel department. So, yun. Sobrang laking naitulong din niya sa'kin. Importante ang may mentor. Your instructors, your college professors, as well as puwedeng yung boss niyo and the likes. Yung mga well-known or I mean yung mga marami ng alam regarding dun sa industry na pinapasok. Okay? Kasi sila din yung makakapagsabi sa inyo if the opportunity is good and so on. Next is consider a career coach. Yes. Importante rin ang career coach, no? Kasi para ma-make sure na naka-align yung goals mo dun sa career. Or kung hindi pa masyadong malinaw kung ano yung gusto mong path, your career coach will help you also. Have a candid conversation with your manager. Having a candid conversation with your manager is also creating a network. Diba? Kasi you're building a relationship. So, take the chance. Example, nakasabay mo siya sa elevator, like, compliment her. He or she, example, ang ganda ng suot niya on that day, the likes. Kaya naman, start a conversation about the weather. And the weather's good today, right? Mga ganun. Small talks. Kasi yung mga yon, it will eventually help you in building a good relationship with them. Okay? Of course, and also, kapag ganon, class, no, mas nagiging at ease yung pakiramdam mo in the working environment, and it's really important in building a rapport with one another sa mga colleagues mo din also. Okay? So, raise your hand for a stretch assignment. Sometimes, in a job, may mga added assignments dyan or added responsibilities na hindi mo naman usual ginagawa. Or probably parang hindi mo pa nagawa and wala kang masyadong skill set regarding that assignment. So, kapag ganon, you can volunteer. Kasi eventually, you'll learn and then ma-add yun sa skills mo, sa experience mo. Yung mga assignment na yan, usually naman yan per group. Diba? So you have your colleagues to help you with that. Or even if it's just for an individual, at least you're gonna add up, diba, dun sa skill set mo. So, kung matakot kapag may mga extra assignments. Okay, so clear ba yun, class? Now let's move on to our next topic, the professional image. Power dressing, corporate attire, white tie, and black tie. Power dressing. Really important. A-attend ka sa isang interview, kamusta yung way ng pagdadamit mo, yung attire mo, yung outfit mo on that day, diba? So when we say power dressing, it refers to a style of clothing and hair intended to make wearers seem authoritative and competent, especially in professional setting in business, law, and government. It's important the way you dress, class. Kasi you're giving an impression dun pa lang sa way ng pananamit mo. In the hospitality industry, we wear business attire. Mga ganyan, business attire natin. Diba? In a professional setup, importante ang mga damit. Kahit sa corporate setup class, very business people. Ganyan yung mga outfit nila. It shows also, no, your personality. It's actually good, yung power dressing. Sino ba ditong mahilig mag-dress up? Sino dito yung mahilig ng fashion? Sino mahilig mag-fashion dito? Meron ba? Power dressing is really important. There are types, business attire, casual, and the likes, which we're gonna discuss later. But in the interview process, class, wear corporate attire, professional attires, usually. Yes. Sinasabi niyo na agad, may power dressing impression pa lang. Pupunta ka ng interview, nandun ka pa lang sa may pintuan, nakita ka nila, may impression ka nang naibigay based dun sa anong suot mo that day. Kaya importante yan. Pati yung mga color coordination and the likes. Diba? na tayo. So, yes, we have different attire. I-discuss natin yun one by one. First, we have the semi-formal or business attire. Actually, itong picture na 'to, kinuha ko 'to sa book niyo, I mean sa modules niyo. But then wala kasing, female version dun sa module, so naglagay din ako para sa mga girls natin. Ang professional attire, semi-formal or business attire natin class, ginagamit 'to for professional environments, ba. Kung mapapansin niyo, ganyan yung usual na suot ng mga lawyers, ng mga bankers, professors, traders. Ito yung usual na setup na makikita niyo sa business environment. Sa isang kumpanya, ganyan yung mga suot nila, 'di ba? It's a very business setting. Very, we call that very businessy. He's wearing a coat na very businessy. That's how we call it, 'di ba? Makikita niyo it's very professional. Look. Damit pa lang kitang-kita mo na na professional yung setup, 'di ba? So, most businesses, most industry, may dress code talaga. It's important yung mga dress codes nila na ganyan. Kapag ang isang gentleman ay naka-dress in a professional attire, he's communicating that he is about taking care of some serious business, 'di ba? Iba din ang dating, eh, 'di ba? Ang natatandaan ko dito ba yung class na maraming mahilig mag-K-drama, 'di ba, yung mga CEO ganyan yung mga dating nila, yan yung mga outfit, very businessy. It's like giving you an impression na may important meeting, na may corporate setup na pupuntahan, and the likes. So yung mga ganyang outfit din, it shows that you're sharp, you're intellectually capable, and that he is intent about the work that needs to be accomplished. Parang laging nagmamadali, parang laging busy, laging may meeting. That's giving an impression, sharp impression. Yes. Ang recommendation for this one, we have the suit. Navy is considered as the power color. Pero yung gray and black, they're also strong business suits. Okay? So white shirt or plain white shirt is always a great option, but you can spice up with texture shirts. Ang white kasi, it's for a while. It's a color na pwede mong bagayan sa lahat. So it's universal. And it's very clean to look, no? Kapag white. Another one, we have neckties. Blue, gray, and black are standard business color for neckties. But then we also have designs like polka dots, stripes, and the likes. Pero ibagayan nyo ha. Titignan nyo kung bagay dun sa damit. Other one is pocket square. Yung mga white straight fold handkerchiefs natin dito sa sa class, oh. Yan. Mga ganyan. Okay? And then we have Oxford shoes. Sinong nahilig mag-Oxford shoes dito? There's a time when I was in college, super uso ang Oxford shoes. Fan na fan ako ng Oxford shoes before. Sinong mahilig sa Oxford shoes ngayon? So, yung shoes mo, yung color ng shoes mo, dapat same siya dun sa color ng belt mo. Okay? Socks. Yung trouser socks, dapat nakamatch siya dun sa pant leg ng suit. Yan. Here's how we usually dress for semi-formal or business attire. Ganyan ang pang-araw-araw na suot sa isang corporate setup. Even in hotels, front desk, and the likes. Professional attire for women, ganyan. Very professional setup also. No? So dress, it should be crispy iron, walang lukot-lukot, both parts. Button up, solid color, hygiene, of course. Important ng hygiene class ha. Hindi pwedeng maganda lang yung attire mo, dapat mabango ka din. And dapat malinis ka din. Okay? Well-groomed yung hair for men and women, maayos ang pagkakaayos. Malinis ang kuko, mabango. Okay? That's important. Be clean. Para it adds up also your actual get up. So yes, for hair, simple lang. Conservative and the likes. Suit fitted top and bottom, then pwedeng navy blue, gray, or black. Usually black pa. Gray is good also in navy blue. Accessories, yung fur should be moderate size. It depends. Sometimes madami kang dala. But ang importante, bagay siya dun sa damit mo. Footwear, polished and well-maintained, closed-toe preferred. Hose should be nude or skin tone. Usually black. Okay, so yan, very professional setup. Next, we have the business casual. Ang business casual class, ginagamit din to sa professional environment, pero mas laid back siya ng konti compared dun sa ating business attire. So, kumbaga, titignan natin, mas parang comfortable siya. Pero it still illustrates a high level of professionalism. Okay, so kung titignan nyo, sa business casual, wala na siyang tie. Hindi na siya naka-necktie. Okay? So, yes. Then, naka-loafers na rin siya. But yes, it's important pa rin yung color, yung coordination. Women, on the other hand, more colors and textures compared dun sa una. Kanina, di ba, very lang tayo, neutral. Pero dito sa business casual, pwede na lang medyo may color or medyo colorful. Jacket or cardigan can be added for more professional look. No strapless or spaghetti strap tops. Walang provocative attire. When we do not encourage provocative attire in a professional setup. Khaki pants, nice dress pants, or fingertip-like skirts. And then flats or heels. Yes. In a corporate setup, usually, may schedule yan ang mga damit. Example, Monday to Thursday, naka-business attire ka. Friday, you have business casual. And if chances are na may work ka ng Saturday, naka-casual ka na. Parang gano'n ang example ng schedule ng attire. But in the hospitality industry, very tayo lagi. Very business attire. All times of the day. And a lot of hotels naman or airlines and companies in the department, the hospitality department, may uniforms. Pero ganito usually, very crisp and professional looking. Anyway, let's go back. So this is business casual. It's more comfortable compared to your business attire, but then it still shows how professional you are. Okay. Next, we have the casual. Casual is your weekend attire. Kumbaga, ito na yung comfortable na talaga. It's comfortable, it's fun, and flexible. Pwede na siyang denim jeans, so you can see here, and a shirt and some stylish sneakers. Diba? So another option would be a khaki or a pair of boots. On the other hand, sa females, ito naman din. This is considered as casual already. So yan, laid back na talaga siya. Just your everyday wear. Diba? Sino ditong mahilig mag-fashion ulit? If you like fashion, then you like dressing up. Hindi na ba? If you like fashion, then you like dressing up. Ito yung isa sa mga na-enjoy ko, ang mag-dress up. If you are someone like me who likes to dress up, ito yung mga na-enjoy ko sa corporate setup. It's because you just have to look good for yourself and of course to be presentable with anyone. And that in that different types ng attire, meron ka ding different clothes. Just maganda yung how you incorporate your colors and your clothes with one another. Kung paano mo siya i-style. Plus in colors, tignan nyo ha kung na-incorporate pa sila sa one another, hindi masyadong contrast. Ang usual na ginagamit lang natin sa outfit natin, hanggang 2 colors. Madami na yung 3 colors sa isang outfit ha. Usually 1 or 2 or 3. Para balance lang yung itsura ng damit, ng outfit sa'yo. Okay? So next, we have the ultra casual. Ang ultra casual, ito na yung very, very, very casual. This is the simplest look to pull off to style, and to comfort, diba? Yung ultra casual, parang bibigay siya ng springtime or summer go-to look for fun weather, or for hot weather. So yan, may shorts na for guys, and shirts, and some slip-ons. You have your loafers and your watch. Sa female, naka-shirt na siya, naka-pants and rubber shoes, or you have your Chuck Taylors. Shorts also are considered ultra casual, but hindi sa lahat ng industry na pwedeng magsuot ng ultra casual while you're on duty. It depends, but yes, this is how your ultra casual attire looks like. Sa babae, sa female, shorts is also considered as ultra casual. Okay, so now let's have creative black attire, black tie. So creative black tie can be considered the least formal aesthetic in the formal wear category. It's a new school twist on traditional formal wear. Diba? Para siyang yung nakikita niyo sa mga Hollywood movies kapag may red carpets and award show. Ang creative black tie class, it's a fun way for your formal attire to stand out in the crowd. So, ito, very popular na to sa mga millennials or sa Gen Z also kasi it looks like we're defying the traditional convention of menswear. So, this is how it looks like. Next, we have the black tie. Black tie is less formal than white tie, but more formal than a creative black tie. So it's reserved for social functions and evening events. Diba? So pwede siyang may jacket or rib silk facing on a shawl collar or peak lapel. You have your trousers here, and yes, white dress shirt, black shoes, black socks, the likes. We have white tie. So white tie is the most formal style of dress and is usually reserved for high society events such as state dinners, formal balls, and evening weddings. Ang white tie, usually, kinoconsider yan or only appropriate 6 p.m. after 6 p.m. So, yung mga events na after 6 p.m., yung na-extend sa buong evening, ang mga type ng attire na sinusuot dyan ay mga white tie. Okay. So, yes. Example, mga black or midnight blue dress codes, mga ganon. Trousers, weight plain, stiff tone cotton shirt, bow tie, white bow tie, black court shoes, black silk socks, and the likes. Yan yung talaga yung very formal setup for elite society, mga elitista, yun yung mga suot nila for their events. I also, wala to sa modules nyo. This is how it looks like naman, type ng attire kapag female. So, ito ang example for white tie events. Then, for black tie na long, for black tie na short, and for cocktail events. Yan to ang examples niya. Now, ngayon kasi class, very wide na yung pwede nating pagpilian regarding sa fashion and dun sa mga attire natin, dun sa whatever events that we have, even if it's in business setup or you have a society functions, you have meetings and events and others, wide now. And very easy na yung ma-access natin yung different fashions, especially in our internet world. Right now, there's a lot of ideas that you can see online. Okay, so here are the examples of the attires. Okay, asan ako? Okay, so are we clear? Next, let's move on to your business etiquette. Your introduction to business etiquette and etiquette in business setting. Ano ba yung etiquette? Ano yung business etiquette? Ano yung etiquette? Etiketa? Sino may alam ng meaning ng etiquette? What's etiquette? Hindi nyo lang ba, for sure, hindi nyo first time marinig yung word na etiquette. Pero what's etiquette? Ano yung pumapasok sa mind nyo pag narinig nyo yung word na etiquette? Okay. Ang etiquette class is your custom. It's your behavior, your polite behavior in society or in a certain setup. Business etiquette. Ano yung protocol natin? Ano yung behavior na dapat sinusunod natin in a business setting? That's what we call etiquette. Okay? So, and it's important for you to know, of course, your professional etiquette. There are actually business etiquette rules na we have to follow and you have to know, especially in the business setting. It's important. So, yung mga rules na yun, hindi dapat yun ma-broken. Hindi dapat masira. So, karamihan naman sa mga rules na to ay parang common sense, diba? But you will be surprised by how many times you may have made a mistake without even noticing it. Ngayon class 'no, yung mga companies natin, we have a more laid back culture compared to the others na very hierarchical, 'di ba? Dun kasi very hierarchical ang setup, ang culture, business culture, ang company culture. But as years pass by, go by, mas naging laid back ang culture. But then, itong mga business etiquette na 'to ay sinusunod natin and it's really important for you to know. So please, listen. First, we have pay attention to names. Sinong hindi matandaan sa pangalan dito? It's important class 'no, matandaan niyo yung kausap niyo kasi it shows that you're interested dun sa taong kausap mo. Interested professionally ha, baka ibang interest yung sinasabi niyo. Depende, puwede rin. But yes, professionally interested, especially when you're building network or you want to build a rapport with, your probably colleague or client, you have to pay attention to a name, okay? So, kapag una mong na-meet yung someone, tandaan mo yung pangalan niya, 'di ba? Kung di mo sure kung paano pino-pronounce yung pangalan niya, it's okay to ask, to clarify. So, "Did I pronounce your name correctly?" Mga gano'n. Kasi kung mahirap bigkasin yung name nung kausap mo, sanay na siya na tinatanong kung tama ba yung pagkaka-pronounce ng name niya. But it's important to ask so that ma-pronounce mo ng tama and that it also shows that you're interested dun sa person na kausap mo. And that also, take note na huwag kang magbigay agad ng nicknames, makakakilala mo pa lang dun sa tao. Sabi niya, "Ang pangalan ko po ay Mariel." Sabi mo, "Oh, tatawagin na lang kita ng Pasita." Mga gano'n. So, don't do that ha, it's very, very, unprofessional setup. So, kung ano yung gusto niyang tawag mo sa kanya, yun yung itawag mo. Okay, and the name also. So, remembering names sometimes can be difficult, especially kung di ka matandaan sa pangalan mo. So, one trick na puwede mong gawin in order for you to remember yung name niya is to identify a characteristics that help you differentiate, that person to another. Example, si Louie siya yung ano ba? Si Louie siya yung mahilig ngumiti kapag nakita niya ako, gano'n. Or kapag nakakita siya ng colleagues niya, ngumingiti siya agad, eh. So, pag may nakita kang ngumingiti lagi, si Louie yun, 'di ba? You're pointing out a characteristic para mas madali mong matandaan yung pangalan ng tao. Or kaya naman, ulitin mo sa conversation ng 3 to 4 times yung name ng kausap mo so that matandaan siya ng mind mo, okay? Another one is greet everyone. This is basic class. You greet everyone. Kasi greeting people um, will give a good atmosphere. Di ba kayo natutuwa kapag may bumabati sa inyo muna? Di ba? And in the hospitality industry, it's very common. Ginigreet talaga natin lahat ng tao. I remember I worked in the front desk before. Nasanay ako na nag-greet ng mga tao. So kahit na it's actually kinda embarrassing na ngayon naalala ko. Kahit saan ako pumunta parang naka-automatic yung ngiti ko sa mga tao that parang ready ako to greet everyone a good morning, good afternoon, or how's your day. And in the industry, it's important. So as early as now, mag-ready na kayo or mag-prepare na kayo to greet everyone. Kahit yun sa neighborhood niyo lang class 'no. Gumising kayo, magwawalis kayo dun sa bakuran niyo, batiin niyo yung kapitbahay niyo. "Oy, good morning Aling Nenay." Part of your practice because it's really handy in the industry if you greet people, parang nakakagaan sa loob. Or probably, she or he's not having a great day, tapos ginreet mo siya with a smile. It's actually contagious in that, nakakagaan siya ng loob dun sa kausap mo. In that, yung kausap mo, it will feel good about you kasi you know how to greet them, right? That's why it's important. Part ng greeting also is you give compliments. Alam mo yung class, yung nakita mo siya, then, "Oh, I like your dress today," or, "I like your attire today." The next, nakakagaan siya ng loob. Or kaya naman you can ask for an open-ended questions na hindi answerable by yes or no, mga ganun. If you want to start up a conversation with someone. Another one is offer a handshake and make eye contact. When you're talking to someone, it's important. Offer a handshake. It's a universal business greeting. Firm handshake. Okay? And make eye contact. It shows that you're involved with the conversation dun sa kausap mo. The trick, dito to na yan kapag hindi pa sanay. The handshake should be firm. Okay? Another one is give cues that show you're paying attention, your non-verbal cues. It's important, 'di ba? When someone is speaking, dapat ipakita mo na you're listening. So you smile, you nod, and engage in the conversation. It's also a way of being respectful, right? Introduce others. Kapag may mga kasama ka, introduce mo yung mga kasama mo dun sa kausap mo. And then, in a business setup class, na wag naman name lang. Example, he is Michael or HR manager, something like that. May introduction dun sa kausap mo. And then, may tawag dito. You're giving also a information about dun sa person na ini-introduce mo or background. Okay? Like send customized handwritten thank you notes. But it through email, right? Sometimes, pag may favor ka, tapos, tinulungan ka ng calling morning someone, you can send an email. Or in your corporate setup, you can just, give some thank you notes. Like, post it in the likes or kaya may small gift ka, pwede rin. Like, kahit small chocolate lang, and then may note na thank you and likes, mga ganun. Other one, proofread emails for grammar and typo mistakes. Class, marami na tayong app like right now. We have Grammarly to check your grammar if you're not sure pa. I'm actually reading your essays, your answers sa mga activities natin, and natutuwa ako that you're showing a part of you. Yes, yun pala yung gusto kong sabihin. Natutuwa ako that you're showing a part of you dun sa mga essays natin, sa mga questions and activities na ginagawa natin. One thing I noticed is that there are a lot of students, some students na medyo may mga wrong grammar with your essays and your answers. In a business setup class, as much as possible, please avoid that. So you proofread your emails, basahin niyo ulit or yung mga gawa niyo. So, sino ba may wrong grammar dito and the likes. And if you're not sure yet, we have apps like Grammarly or Grammar Checker applications online na pwede niyong gamitin to make sure na wala kang wrong spelling, wrong grammar, or typo mistakes. Okay? It's important. Another one. Be polite and professional in all forms of communication, of course. This is basic. Be polite and professional. It's important also that you know how to control your emotions. Sometimes there are instances or circumstances sa work na probably medyo kumakawala emotions mo, but as much as possible, please avoid that. Okay? Be professional at all times, kahit ano pang situation, your communication should still be professional. Diba? Always be on time. Sinong laging late dito? Sinong madalas malate dito? We don't encourage this one in business setting. There are some people or a lot of bosses, it's a way of disrespect kapag na-late ka. It's actually a way of disrespect. Be on time always. Let's respect each other's time. Okay? Busy ka, busy din yung kausap mo, so be on time. Dress appropriately. Depends on the setting. Napag-aralan natin yan kanina, may iba't ibang types ng attire. So, iaakma mo or ibabagay mo yung suot mo depende dun sa setup, dun sa situation, dun sa event na pupuntahan. Okay? If you're not sure, there's internet for you to browse kung ano bang bagay na damit dun sa certain event para ma-sure ka. Always practice good hygiene as always, please. Please, good grooming. Hair pa lang, wala dapat balbas or bigote ha sa boys when we're in the professional setting, we don't encourage that. Especially example in front office, hindi natin inaalaw yung mga ganyan. Clean lang dapat always. Females, girls, tie your hair. Okay? And then nails should be clean. In the hotel industry, we don't allow nail polish actually. Walang nail polish sa industry. Kung magne-nail polish man kayo, pare-pareho kayo nung kasama niyo. For example, you're in a front office team. If the team requires you to wear red nail polish, pare-pareho kayo naka-red nail polish. But in a restaurant, food and beverage setup, we don't encourage nail polish. It's because you're handling food. Okay? So yes, but good hygiene. Wear deodorant kayo, mainit sometimes, di ba? And then, you perspire, napawisan ka, mag-deo, okay? Wear perfume or kahit light cologne lang. It adds up. And then brush your teeth, please. Brush your teeth. Have mint candies just to make sure. Make sure na clean yung shoes mo, the likes. If you're wearing accessories or jewelries, huwag masyadong madami guys. Kasi sometimes hindi na siya magandang tignan. Just the right amount lang, especially if it's a professional setting. A watch, probably a small bracelet, a good pair of earrings na maliit lang, and the likes. Just be appropriate and yeah, good hygiene. Okay? Okay, maligo. Maligo araw-araw. If you invite others to a business lunch, it's your treat. Diba? It's actually, yeah, it's an etiquette. Kapag nag-invite kayo, it's your treat. Example, nag-invite ka for a lunch for a while. Okay. Example, nag-invite ka for a lunch, it's your treat. Always. That's an etiquette. Another one is, where are we? Here we go. Table manners matter, of course. Nakapag-aral na kayo ng table setup sa ibang subjects nyo? We have different setup class ha. We have different dining setup. And yeah, but your dining etiquette muna. Sige. Dining etiquette in general, don't talk when your mouth is full. Okay, chew or kaya kapag mungya ka, isara mo yung bibig mo. Okay? No elbows on the table. Don't blow your nose with napkin or no texting or playing with your phone at the table. That's your general etiquette. Alam niyo na yan. You should know that. Okay? But meron tayong iba't ibang setup that you have to learn. I think, napag-aralan niyo na ba siya? Or na-encounter niyo na ba siya? Okay, sige, magbigay tayo ng additional lectures regarding that for you to know yung iba't ibang setup natin. Okay? Table manners, guys. Right? Tinuturo na yun sa bahay, di ba? Tinuturo yun ng mommies nyo, daddies nyo, ate, kuya, or lolo, lola. Your basic etiquette sa tables, table manners. Next is keep your workspace neat, especially if you're working on-site. Hindi mo lang solo sometimes yung table or may marami kang kasama doon sa certain space. So keep your workspace neat para maayos tignan at the same time hindi masyadong magulo. Since hindi mo nga siya solo yung space na yon, of course, it needs to be clean and neat. para makapag-work kayo ng maayos. At the same time, if your workspace is neat, mas nakakagaan mag-work. Mas mabilis ang flow ng ideas mo and mas mabilis mong magagawa yung mga responsibilities mo. Show respect for shared areas and items, just like what we've said before, especially when you're working on-site class, no? Your areas are shared, pati yung mga items. So, yun. Ingatan niyo yung mga gamit na yun, and kung pag nanghiram kayo, ibalik niyo, of course, diba? Don't overshare, but don't be too distant either. This is actually kind of tricky. Kung may thin line kasi class sa pag-overshare at sa pag gusto mo lang mag-share. Do not overshare your life or your personal life, no? Huwag kang mag-mirror test sa workspace. Baka mamaya kinukwento mo dun sa katabi mo, "Uy, alam mo ba si ganito may kabit," mga gano'n. "Uy, si ganito nagbabae. Uy, si ganito nangutang, 'di nagbayad." Baka mga gano'n. Do not do that. It's very unprofessional class. Okay? Don't overshare also your life. Kasi sometimes, ikaw comfortable ka to share your life with others, tapos sila hindi naman sila comfortable to hear that, gano'n. So yun, do not overshare but don't be too distant either. 'Pag wala kang mag-shinare naman, it's like you're giving your colleagues an impression na ayaw mo namang makipag-close. So ano po ba yung mga puwedeng i-share? Experiences, like travels and the likes, mga gano'n. So, usually in a business setup, yun yung mga topic. Saan kayo huling pumunta? Saan ka nagpunta? Mga gano'n. Travel experiences or kaya naman what's the latest trend, yan. Yan yung mga usual na pinag-uusapan. Puwede rin siyang casual sometimes like, ano yung last na concert na napuntahan mo, or sinong ganito, ganyan. Sinong, concert ang pinuntahan mo, mga gano'n, and the likes. But do not overshare personal stories kasi not everyone are very open to hear that, okay? Unless you're very close to the person to a certain level na nagse-share talaga kayo ng mga personal aspects, that's okay. But in the usual business setting, just the right amount of stories lang, just to build connection and rapport to one another, okay? Be mindful of how others work, diba? Iba-iba kasi yan. So, dapat you have to be mindful. Kasi there are some people who likes working with blast music. Alam niyo ba yun? So, super ingay. Ganun sila mag-work. Rock music talaga lahat. Yeah, rock and roll, red paradise. The other ones naman, gusto nila yung mellow lang na music. So, be mindful. If you're playing music, tapos hindi ka naman sure kung gusto ba lang kasama mo yung ganun music, you can wear headset, AirPods, probably, so that hindi ka maka-distract sa kasama mo nagwo-work. Diba? Kasi sometimes in an office setup, mix talaga yan eh. Mix of different type of employees at the same time, ganyan so everything. So yun, kahit na nag-work kayo and then you're building rapport, it's important to not cross each other's boundaries also. And big chances are, iba-iba din kayo ng likes. So yun, always be mindful. Then use your inside voice. Ano po yung inside voice? Yung voice na parang maliit. Okay, so sometimes, no, we got excited in a conversation and forget about our inside voices. So it's important to keep our sound volume to a decent level lang. Diba? Kasi a loud environment distracts and disturbs others. So dapat saktuhan lang. Minsan kasi you're building, may kausap kayo, may convo, tapos ang last talaga ng boses like, alam niyo yung ganung voice? So always be mindful with that also. So, plus also your office may share a building with several other businesses. That's common. In Manila, in Baguio and the likes, sometimes yung buong floor sa inyo, tapos sa baba, and then sa taas, ibang businesses na. Kaya always be mindful also. And then, be aware of non-verbal cues. Diba? Napag-aralan natin yan. Sinong nakakatanda ng mga non-verbal cues? We discussed about this. We mentioned about this a while ago also. So, yes, ano ang non-verbal cues, class? It's your facial expressions. It shows if you're interested dun sa pinag-uusapan or hindi, nakikita yan sa facial expressions. Yun yung mga non-verbal cues, di ba? When you're transferring a message, balikan natin, from one person to another, example, ikaw yung magpapasa ng message, then the receiver is yung other, of course, yung mga non-verbal cues, nakakatulong yan para mas maintindihan or mas maipasa yung message. And at the same time, if you will not control that, it will also adds up. It will give an impression na hindi ka interesado. So always be aware of your non-verbal cues. Facial expression, laking role niyan sa isang conversation, di ba? Your posture, diba? Your brows, nakaganyan ka ba? Hindi ba nakaganyan, and the likes, di ba? Stand upright and smile as usual. Pero put a poker face if it's necessary. Baka mamaya, ang lungkot na ng kinukwento sa'yo, tapos tawa ka pa ng tawa. Don't do that. Or ang lungkot na ng kinukwento sa'yo, ngiti ka ng ngiti. Don't do that. Okay? Be mindful of your non-verbal cues as well as your mannerisms. Are you familiar with that? Yun yung mga usual na ginagawa natin na hindi natin namamalayan na ginagawa natin. Be mindful with that. Okay? Put away your phone. When you're talking to someone, it's a way of respect to give your full attention to that person. Okay? Yung mga jowa dyan, may boyfriend, girlfriend. Di ba nagagalit sa inyo yung girlfriend nyo or yung boyfriend nyo kapag isa sa kanila yung full attention nyo? Kapag nag-uusap kayo, nag-video chat kayo, or magkasama kayo, tapos nag-ano lang siya, COD, nag-ML, kaya nag-Valorant, diba? Nagalit kayo. In a professional setting, it's also important if you're talking to someone, give them your full attention. Avoid using your phones. It's a way of respect also. And a way of creating a better involvement with the conversation. And lastly, don't be a complainer. May kilala kayong ganito class, yung bagyang kibot naka-complain. May nagko-complain. May konting problema lang nag-complain. We don't like that. We don't like negative nets. Sabi nga sa modules, no? Ayaw natin ng complainer. There are circumstances, sometimes that we may face na unfavorable sa atin. But do not complain, di ba? Especially in a business setup class, no? Avoid complaining. When you're working already sa industry, when you're gonna work already, marami kayong cases or scenarios na pwedeng ma-experience kung saan it could be not favorable on your side. It is important on how to manage those things or those scenarios. Do not complain. Kapag may problema or nangyari, quietly solve the problem. Quietly do something para maayos yung certain situation or circumstance. You don't need to complain. Pag-complain, wala namang maibibigay yan. Diba? Unless, that's another topic. But if it's something like assault or probably mistreatment, you can say professionally. So what we're talking about here sa complaint na to is, ang hirap-hirap naman. Eh, naku, siya naman. Mga ganun. That's what we're talking about here sa complaint. Okay, so avoid that. Okay. So, yes. Okay, so that's our lessons and discussions for today. I hope you learned something from our lessons, no? Very interesting yung mga topic natin in class. Pero from our last discussion, dinidiscuss lang natin yung goals, no? Yung future goals, long-term, short-term. Nag-discuss tayo ng cover letter and resume, and now we're in the interview part. Sa lessons natin or sa ating activities, part ng activities natin, actually, we're gonna have a mock interview. So as early as now, prepare for that time. Kasi, yes, mock interview from how you look. It will be virtual, of course, but yes, prepare na as early as now. Diba? Sa mga tumapos ng video na to, maririnig nyo itong announcement na to. And yes, be prepared. So yeah, okay. I hope you learned something from our lessons today. And if you have questions, you can always hit me on Messenger or dun sa group chat natin. Or yes, you can also comment sa GCR natin. If you have concerns or clarifications, you can message me also through email. Also, okay. So have a great day, everyone. Bye.